Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So today I have found more evidence of maybe there is a Defiance Bitcoin high yield ETF coming after all. So let's get into it. So I think a lot of people might think I'm a lunatic for making these outlandish predictions, but maybe it's not so crazy after all. So first thing I have to thank James Seyffart. I think he's getting really popular because he's keeping track of like all these like different Bitcoin ETFs that are coming out. And this one is pertaining to the one from hash-dex. Even though it says it's a Bitcoin futures ETF, there might be something more to the story. And it's not what I expected at all. So there's a possibility that this ETF can be modified or converted to include uh, spot Bitcoin in addition to the futures ETF. But of course, nothing is final yet. So I took a look at like the current, I guess like the most current SEC document that's related to the hash-dex Bitcoin futures ETF. And the closest thing that I can find is this sentence: certain authorized purchasers are expected to be capable of participating directly in the physical Bitcoin and the Bitcoin interest markets. So I don't know if that's the kind of like the blurb that he's referring to. But of course, like things are still up in the air with these Bitcoin ETFs. So let's try to keep an open mind here. And the reason why I want to also bring this up is because I also noticed this other tweet over here. And by the way, both of these are linked in the comment section, so you can take a look at yourself. Um, But like this ETF already exists. Goes on the ticker symbol DEFI, which is a pretty good ticker symbol. But right now it's under the I guess like this group of ETF Tucrium. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. But now it's going to be under title. And I think uh, we should all be a little bit excited about this. Because I also found like another because this letter is dated December 7th. So the scheduled reorganization of the bit at excuse me, can't speak today, hash-dex Bitcoin futures ETF, the acquired fund, a series of this Tucrium commodity trust into the hash-dex Bitcoin futures ETF, a series of title commodities trust, the title trust. Now, if you're still wondering why it's such a big deal, I'll get to that in a second. So, um, I published this Bloomberg chart from like before, um, and I'm kind of ashamed of myself because like this was hiding in plain sight all this time, and I never bothered to dig into this some more because I've I guess like I kind of got caught up with the other big names that are involved in the space, like for example, like BlackRock and Fidelity, and even Grayscale. Like they have a larger presence, so this kind of like slipped below the radar. But this changes everything because Hashdex also has uh, I guess like a ETH, like Ethereum ETF. So I'm assuming this is also like a Ethereum, like a kind of like a futures ETF, or maybe it'll be even better. Like it'll be just like a pure spot, which I think would be, in my opinion, would be better. But like now you're probably wondering, well, Panda, so what? Well, Title Financial Group, they already have a working relationship with YieldMax. As you can see, like if you go on their Twitter handle and kind of look them up yourself, well, okay, well, still, what does that mean for any Defiance related fund? Well, guess what? Tidal also has a relationship with Defiance. So if you don't believe me, go back to like the Defiance ETF website, pull up the prospectus. Interesting, huh? Sub-advisor Zega, which we already know and love. The administrator title ETF. Are you guys not starting to see like the connection here? Um, so this is my expectations. Again, not this is not approved or you know or anything yet. So this is me like thinking ahead. But since this is already a working relationship, DeFi already exists. Um, I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could probably trade it, but there's not enough volume. There's no options anyway. But think about this. Eventually, I guess like once the SEC approves, the whole batch of like these Bitcoin spot ETFs, I think that's probably what they're waiting for. Think about this. Defiance needs to get, I guess like the if they're planning to do like a kind of like a cover call ETF, a logical ticker symbol will be DEFY. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this just from like a marketing standpoint. Defiance, title, YieldMax, whoever, if you're watching this, like this is money right here. Like the ticker symbols, like they almost like, sells themselves. So, I really hope like they're paying attention. And I'm pretty sure they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't have, bought, you know, the this DEFI fund from, Tucrium. So, you know, guys, I don't want to oversell it because just in the slight chance that the SEC decides to like block this particular hash-dex fund from adding like spot Bitcoin, but I guess like even at the very least, even if it stays like a Bitcoin futures ETF, and they can sell options either directly within the fund or like futures options, like I think they could do something here. Even if it's not like a Bitcoin spot ETF covered call, I guess like the next best thing would be like a Bitcoin futures covered call. Um, somebody's gonna do it. I would prefer it to be Defiance. So you guys, like if you can help will this into existence as well, I would greatly appreciate it because look at what they're doing already, even with just like the just like not regular, but I guess like the zero DTE funds. And soon there's going to be like the EMY, EFA, the weekly options. Even if it just turns out to be that, I mean, you know, we could be looking at like a mini gold mine here. Um, so, I guess like the only risks are like, maybe there is turns out to be a government crackdown from a certain senator from the East Coast. So, who knows what kind of like paperwork or other nonsense that uh, the U.S. government might throw their way. But there's a lot of momentum in terms of like the SEC getting the SEC to approve all these Bitcoin spot ETFs. There's all these major financial institutions um, working on stuff. So I'm pretty confident uh, Bitcoin spot cover call ETF, like a high yield ETF, will come. But of course, like there's no guarantees, there's no refunds, none of that. But I would think like, this product that they it's almost a certainty that it will come. Maybe not as fast as we hope. But this is definitely like a good sign. Um, you know, because I would prefer it to be a Bitcoin like spot ETF because like this way you don't run into any contango issues, and even in like in some of the material, there could still be like a negative roll yield uh, of 4.5%. So every time like they roll to a new futures contract, there might be up to like a 4% loss. So that's why I would prefer a Bitcoin spot ETF so that they don't run into, if they just sell a cover call on like a Bitcoin ETF, that would be preferable just because like that's another 4% on our pocket. But anyway, you know, this is just like still speculation at my point. But the fact that there's so many things lining up, for a Defiance high yield Bitcoin ETF, you know, I let's just see like maybe like 6 months, a year from now, and look back at this video to see if I was right or not. But anyway, I hope you guys like this type of content. I'm not aware of too many other people that are like thinking ahead like this. So if you can um, give this video a like, uh, you know, any new subscribers are always welcome. Old subscribers, I appreciate you guys for being with me for so long. Because like digging through like the SEC dumpster is not fun. But I'm really glad like there's other people like James Seyffart that are out there like kind of like digging through this stuff as well. So again, a big thank you to this gentleman again. Thank you for watching. Oh man, 2024 is going to be really good. So thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.